A budget device, Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, can it be any good? I will check it out with the Honor Magic 6 Lite that Honor gladly sent to me, so let's get started. So here we have the packaging, Honor Magic 6 Lite 5G of course, and I thought only Sony can make such thin packagings, but yeah, apparently Honor can as well. As like I think the last generation as well, we don't get any kind of power plug in this package there. Nevertheless, let's unbox this. So shouldn't be that hard, just cut those endings there. And here we have the device itself. And as you can see here, I'm not the first tester here, someone else got it as well already. Let's get it out of this and try to not break it somehow. Someone already broke it probably off. This is the device itself, and what comes in the box as well is SIM eject tool, of course, as you see there on the bottom, and a cable. This is a USB A to C cable that comes in the box. No case there sadly, and no power plug as I said before. So let's unwrap the device itself. I think you have to like open it up like this, and it feels very light already. There we go. Very, very light indeed. Very thin as well, and a bit of plastic here for sure as well. But nice, cool to the touch here. So the glass looks very nice. A curved screen, as you can see here, 6.7 inch, 7.8 inch screen that we have here. And yeah, very, very lightweight device. There we see a microphone, there we see USB Type-C 2.0. We see the dual hybrid SIM, dual nano SIM slot, no hybrid. One speaker there, and I think the second speaker should be using this one, or it's just single mono speaker there. Feel a little bit of the CE signature sign and stuff is like a little bit like printed. You can feel it there with your finger. We have the emerald green version here of the device, and it comes with a main 108 megapixel sensor there. Then we have an ultra wide angle, which sadly only has 5 megapixels and a 2 megapixel macro sensor. On the front, we have a 16 megapixel front-facing shooter, and of course this one can only do 1080p, but at least the 108 megapixel shooter can perform in 4K without any issues. Yeah, this device comes, like I said, with the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1. Let's put the specs there. We have 8 gigabytes of RAM here. We have a 5800 milliampere hour battery. Look at this device, how thin it is. They managed to cramp in 5,800 milliampere hours. This is crazy. It's crazy how they managed to put this in there, in this very, very thin and lightweight device. And then, of course, we have this AMOLED screen, 120 Hertz refresh rate, peak brightness of 1200 nits, which is pretty awesome. And also 431 ppi density, I think is also quite nice. Comes with Magic OS 7.2, Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, 4nm processor, can do 4K recordings, so better than the 695 that we had in the previous version there. And of course we have Wi-Fi ABC, GN and AC, dual band Wi-Fi direct support, Bluetooth 5.1 support, and even Bluetooth LE support. So all the specs now out of the way. Let's turn this bad boy on and check out how this device behaves. Honor powered by Android. Of course, we have the full Android suite here on this Honor device, like you would expect from any other Android device. And yeah, it boots up for the first time here. Comes with Magic OS 7.2. And this one is based upon Android 13. There you can see Magic OS booting up for the first time. We let it be in English there. We go to start it. I'm in Germany, so I switch country to Germany. I've read everything there, and we go through this process of checking out the first installation wizard here. So one thing that I noticed by entering my password for the Wi-Fi We have SwiftKey here. Microsoft SwiftKey is used by default, and you can see it has, I think, a nice little setting because we have a little bit like of a border down below, so it's like a bit up there, so it feels nice to type with two hands, which is quite nice. While it's getting ready, my phone somehow, let's check out the little details here on the camera bump. You can see like that has a little bit of structure there. And maybe you hear it as well, so there's a bit of a structured camera ring that's protruding and protecting a little bit the glass element on the top there. I think this one here is the main camera with the largest opening. This might be like the 2 megapixel macro, and this is a 5 megapixel. There's a flash as well, and there you can see a little bit indented is this ring there. It reminds me a little bit of older Huawei or the flagship Honor devices there as well that have like also this round element to it. Of course, like on any other Android, we have the option to copy apps and data from an older device. I don't want to copy this over right now because I want to show you the vanilla version there with all its settings, all its bloatware if it has any, and the default usage of the storage. Just to show you this is the connection prompt for the quick login with the Honor ID. So I hold it close to my Magic 6 Pro that I'm recording this video with, and it started to show me the connect option. And I have the possibility now to automatically log in to my account by hitting the connect option there. Alternatively, if it fails, you can show this QR code and then can go to your Honor ID and hit this button there on the top to scan the QR code. And then I have to say only this time allowing this, and this will allow me to scan the code, and then I can just simply confirm the login, and then I can log in to my Honor ID very, very easily. And of course we have also all the possibilities, set up fingerprint ID, set up face recognition, that's possible as well. So set up fingerprint here. I use a very secret 4-digit PIN that I type in, and then I can use here the fingerprint. Position is a bit low, I would say. It's an optical fingerprint sensor, but it's doing quite a good job, I think. Just like all the Honor optical fingerprint sensors. It is quite quick, as you can see, and accurate. Face recognition is working the same way. It's a 2D face recognition with the 60 megapixel camera there. I can enable raise to wake, but I have it disabled. I don't like it. So let's put my face in there. Have to get a bit closer. There we go. So now it's succeeding. So this is how it does face scan, and you can enable also face recognition with a mask if you want to, I say later. And then we have enabled the enablement options for all the other enhanced services. And this is how it presents itself after I have done the first installation wizard. So these are all the applications that you can see. Enable yo-yo suggestions. We have Google Play Store that is updating right now. I see it updated itself there. We have the app market, we have my Honor device, we have Netflix there, Facebook, Booking, and TikTok that I would like to say might be bloatware. And then, yeah, large folders are a thing here. WPS Office and Trip.com are there. Game Center tips are Honor's own tools. Let's check out the settings. Yeah, of course, we have the control center and the notifications into different menus. Let's go to storage, and you can see from 256 gigabytes we have roughly 20 gigabytes, 21 gigabytes used and 235 gigabytes available, which is, I think, pretty okay for this kind of budget device. What do you think? What's quite interesting is that even it's a budget device, they put a lot of features and functions for the screen in there. So it's an OLED screen, AMOLED screen actually, and we have the possibility to set like the refresh rate to high. Let me set it up to high always. We have video enhancer that we can turn on here for YouTube and Netflix, and more display settings where we can set up like the display cutout or the full screen display. And font sizes and text and boldness can be set up here as well. The resolution is also set here with smart resolution, where it will switch between a lower resolution and a higher resolution. And sleep mode, I just set to 2 minutes here. Color mode and temperature can be also set up here. By default it's vivid, but you can also set like warm and cool and a normal kind of color temperature. So this is looking like a very good screen, as you can see. Also the angles of viewing there, even though it's like a curved screen there on the sides, you can see it's quite good. I quickly checked out Netflix there, and as you can see here we have full HD support, wideband level 1. There's no HDR capabilities, but at least we have full HD support on Netflix, which is quite nice. So with wideband level 1, we have also the possibility to use this for Disney Plus, for Amazon Prime Video and other video streaming services. As you see here, we have the Google Play System update from May 2023, and November 2023 is the Android security patch level. So I'm trying to see if I can go and check for an update, and maybe I will get an update there as well for macOS, which at least is raising the version number here. And maybe it is not there, 720.127, because I don't have a SIM card inserted. This is like sometimes with Honor devices, you have to have a SIM card inserted. So I put a SIM card in and try this again. So opening up the SIM tray, I show you that there is really dual SIM functionality. So I have my SIM here, and there's another spot for the SIM. You can see also like a little bit of a green rubber material there. So IP53 dust and splash resistance is also like going to the SIM slot there. And let me unlock the device quickly with my face in this case. I have to enter the PIN of this SIM, and then we will see in a minute or two then if we will get updates as soon as it's connected. This is a 4G SIM only, so I don't get 5G, but this device itself has the possibility to also connect to 5G, which is quite nice. And let's go to system updates there and check again if I get an update. And yes, of course, there's an update, 1.53 gigabytes, as you can see here. And I have the possibility to see the changelog. Music player gets update, system stability updates, and March 2024, of course, security updates there as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, you get the new security update even on this low-end mid-range device. Acquiring a GPS fix is quite fast on this device. So if I go to GPS test here, you can see that it immediately got a 3D fix, so no issues there at all for navigation and so on with the Magic 6 Lite. Here's a little sound check. We only have one speaker firing at the bottom there, but we have an overdrive function, so let's listen. So it can get pretty loud, but I think it is missing a little bit of bass here and there, with this demo track at least. And the highs and mids can be a little bit scratchy there. It's vibrating only slightly here. I thought it would vibrate a little bit more there, but I think they kept this nicely sane in terms of vibrations. So it's getting pretty loud, has this overdrive function. I think it's okay for a single mono loudspeaker, but yeah, come on, we have 2024. I think they could use the earpiece as well as a secondary firing speaker. Selfie video, we start off 1080p 30 frames per second. Yeah, it's a bit of a dimlit situation, but this is just the first impressions video. I'm using an external microphone here that you can see. So external mics are working there as well. 1080p 30 frames per second is the maximum resolution for 60 megapixel sensor. Come on, why not 4K? Anyway, this is what you will get here in this dimlit situation. How is stabilization working? I hope stabilization is working fine. It is utilizing the screen to illuminate and brighten up my face a little bit, even though I have pretty yellow kind of light there that is pretty bright as well. So what do you think about the quality here of the selfie camera? Now recording in the same conditions as with the front-facing camera with the main camera, 4K 30 frames per second. How well is stabilization working? This is one of the things that I think if they nail the stabilization here on this camera, it might be very, very good for vlogging, even though it's just the main camera sensor that you can utilize for 4K 30, because the ultra wide angle can only do 1080p. So what do you think about this quality here? And just in a second, we'll also go to the ultra wide angle, though I think in this dim lit kind of situation, it might not be the best. And this is now the ultra wide angle on the Honor Magic 6 Lite. 1080p 30 frames per second. It cannot do 60 frames per second, just 30 frames per second. But nevertheless, I think you get like a little bit of an impression here with the 5 megapixel kind of camera. And it doesn't have any autofocus. So yeah, it's a fixed focus. And in this dim lit kind of situation, I don't expect much there. But hopefully the stabilization is good enough. So in bright conditions for a vlog, for example, this might be no issue at all. So what do you think about this ultra wide angle? Of course, when I'm recording 1080p 30, I can switch between all lenses. I thought I can switch between all lenses, but I cannot. So there's no possibility to zoom in or zoom out. So this is a bit of a bummer there. I thought I have the ability to zoom in or out. Maybe I have to set also the main camera sensor to 1080p to see if it's possible to switch between all lenses. Let's try that out. So now recording with the main camera sensor 1080p, but I don't have any possibility to switch to the ultra wide angle, as you see here. And the only thing that I have here is this 3x zoom option, which is basically cropping in, and you can see some fishes there in the aquarium. On screen it doesn't look so stabilized. I'm not sure if it is stabilized and if it's well stabilized. Anyway, this is 1080p 30 frames per second on the Honor Magic 6 Lite. What do you think about the quality in video and audio as well, using the external mic here on the Honor Magic 6 Lite? About the video quality of the Honor Magic 6 Lite, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed that 4K is not very stabilized there, and 1080p also looked, especially on the ultra wide angle, a little bit stuttery here and there, especially when it comes to the dark. I'm contesting now against the Xperia 10 Mark V, which in the used market or slightly used market you get a little bit the same kind of price range, maybe a little bit under the completely new Magic 6 Lite here, to see how well it does this. But the Xperia 10 Mark V can only do 1080p, where this one can also do 4K, at least on the main camera sensor, and the main camera sensor is a bit larger there. If you're interested in a camera comparison, this against the Xperia will do this as well, so stay tuned on this channel, subscribe if you want to see more about the Magic 6 Lite. Cool thing is the Xperia has the ability to just go and switch to the ultra wide angle, so here you see the ultra wide angle in terms of video. I think it's a bit more stabilized than the one on the Magic 6 Lite, but this is just my first impressions video. Like I said, I will do a video on the Magic 6 Lite camera and compare it with the Xperia 10 Mark V, for example, in other devices, especially also in daylight. I expect a little bit better there with the main camera sensor that has the ability of the larger sensor to capture a little bit more light there. And yeah, we will see how well will this be. In terms of photography, I took some quick snapshots and we will take a look at those shots as well. And let's see how well they perform. First impressions here in terms of photography. Portrait mode for some reason has the blur effect turned off, so try to capture my daughter here. One thing that I noticed is overblown highlights there. This is taken with the main camera sensor, but yeah, we have overblown highlights, so HDR is not the best. Depth of field is okay. This is the ultra wide angle, again, overblown highlight there in the background there. I think it's getting a bit soft. You have to go to the top and bottom because I took this in the portrait orientation instead of landscape. And it's a bit grainy, so yeah, this 5 megapixel sensor ultra wide angle, don't expect too much of it. This is 3x zoom on the 108 megapixel main camera sensor. It's quite good in terms of detail level there. Yes, overblown highlights there for sure, but the detail here on the foreground is quite good and it's not too grainy, I would say. Then the aperture mode, for some reason the software kept telling me I have to move the object a little bit further away to get the nice background blur. I'm not so sure, but yeah, it looks sharp there, the object that I wanted to photograph, and the rest is a bit blurry, so yeah, good job. But I think the natural bokeh that you get with the 1/1.5 inch size sensor here on the Magic 6 Lite is a bit better, so I can get a bit closer with the object there. and get natural bokeh then out of it. So this is not aperture mode, just like natural bokeh that you can get with this device, which is, I think, also quite nice. Then portrait mode, now with the background blur turned on. I think it has some issues there. So the cutout on my daughter is well done, I have to say. But you can see here, this is sharp, and here my daughter's foot not sharp, and the knee is sharp again. And this is sharp again, which shouldn't be so sharp. So yeah, it's not 100% the best, so it has some issues there. But yeah, artificial bokeh, what do you expect? Selfie now also with bokeh effect in portrait mode. I think the sharpness is a bit lacking there on the selfie cam. For some reason, maybe I did not nail the sharpness, I have to go a bit closer. But all you can see there on my hair, also like the strains there, it has some issues there with the portrait effect. But otherwise, yeah, overblown highlights there as well. I think it's doing an okayish kind of job there. Here my daughter again, another shot there. I think this is now 3 times lens again, zoomed in 3 times, and you can see it's doing quite a good job in terms of sharpness and details. So I'm surprised. The main camera, I think, is doing a good job. I think portrait could be a little bit better there. Especially as I think it has a macro cam. Maybe you can utilize it as depth cam. What I'm a bit disappointed with is the ultra wide angle. Come on, 2024, it should be, I think, not 5 megapixels, should be like 8 megapixels at least. Yeah, HDR is a bit weak here, which is surprising to me. Fingerprint reader and the face unlock are working fine. You can see it's 2D face unlock, but it immediately got myself. Look at the upper part there, and you will see that it's immediately, let's put my face like this, immediately opening up, and I can go into the device. The same goes for the fingerprint reader here. No issues at all with this fingerprint or my other fingerprint here. So it's working quite fast and quick. No issues at all. I like that very, very much. I like the whole operating system. Very, very fluid. I showed you already 120 Hertz and the whole operating system is running fluid. The only thing that you notice is a stutter when I go to Google Discover feed sometimes. But everything else runs like butterly smooth. You don't run highest demanding applications that use a lot of CPU or GPU, like games, for example. You will not even notice the difference between this and a flagship device, because also all the applications, when I open up like Google Play Store or something like this, or just go into Twitter, something like this here, it is running very fast. Going into this, going into settings, you can see 120 Hertz, butterly smooth, Snapdragon 6 Gen 1. It's also doing its job. Even if I go here, App Market or something like this, or applications that I never opened up before, you can see they're quite fast opening times there for this device. And also switching between all the applications there, no issues at all. This is the update that I got. As you can see here, 7.2.0.177. Of course, yes, I would wish it would get macOS 8. Maybe it will get it in a few months there. But yeah, the typical macOS, Magic UI kind of overview here that we have with the settings and with all the things here are there. Really wish they would get macOS 8 and Android 14 update, not for the Android 14, but all the little nifty features, like for example the swipe down to also swipe down the notifications or the control panel instead of going into search. But talking about the search, and you can see how fast this is. So I never saw that this fast. So if I want to search for something, like for example, let's search for Nextcloud. You see, I have to agree here, but let's agree. How fast it is to find stuff, and I can swipe down, it's directly immediately there, so it doesn't even have to wait for the device to do something. This is really, really good, almost flagship-like performance that you get here for day-to-day tasks that you want to do when it comes to non-gaming kind of tasks. Speaking about gaming, let's check out what you can do in terms of games. So casual games are working. We have a gaming mode there, or game service, that we can enable to boost the gaming performance a little bit better there. So let me do this, and we can go from balanced, and we have the full game service. Yeah, we agree. Go from balanced, and we go to like a game mode there, enhanced game mode, which allow us to use a bit more higher CPU temperature and a little bit worse battery performance there. We have also some overlays if you want to have like a little bit of YouTube to cheat a little bit in the games, or yeah, cut the rope, for example, and all those quiz games that help you there how to solve certain things. Let's search and set up my age. Yes, I'm this old already. And each year I'm getting older. Can you believe it? You can see loading times of games. Just wanted to show you Subway Surf here. And Subway Surfers. Tap to play. You can see it's running, of course, fluidly. I don't expect it to be stuttery at all with such games. So casual games are no issues at all. If you're playing just casual games, and I think this is like, if you're a gamer, you're looking into different devices there for sure. But for casual gaming, sometimes, yeah, you want to have like games running like this. It is working without any issues there. As you can see, it's running fluid. You don't have any stutters. You don't have any issues there with regards to gaming. At least when it comes to those kind of casual games. Then we have here Asphalt 9, which is also quite interesting. And let's set up my age again. Accept, and play. Let's see how fast the loading times are here with this low-end mid-range device that we have. And how good the quality is, if it stutters with this device or if you can run the game fluidly. Looks quite okay now, this intro. Can we skip it? I'm not even sure if we can skip it. Well, you can see like the display is gorgeous. This is really cool. Deep blacks and nice looking display. Asphalt 9 Legends here running smoothly, hopefully. Yeah, this looks very smooth. Maybe a slight stutter there when it showed the overlay here. And yeah, you can drift, okay. We know this tutorial. Yeah, I think there is a bit of slight stutter there when I'm drifting and hitting something. But in general, I think it shouldn't be an issue. No, it's running fluid. It's running fluid, yeah. You can choose, okay. Yeah, you can see I turned down the volume so we don't get copyright striked here. Okay, let's take the ramp. Yes, swipe. There we go. And it should be a win now. So you can see it is running mostly fluid here without any big issues. So this is maybe occasionally you will get some kind of stutter, but this is for everyday casual kind of gaming. This game is running without any issues. And here the obligatory Genshin Impact kind of demo. As you can see here, Genshin Impact is running fine there as well. Lowest resolution there for sure. And of course, if you get a little bit more enemies, it will stutter there because this is really a high high-end kind of game. But as you can see here, for now, without any enemies, you can definitely play it somehow. So let's check out the keyboard and its feedback. I turned on in the keyboard, by the way, you can see I tweaked it. This is the cool thing about SwiftKey. You can just go and hit resize and then put it a little bit upper and make it a little bit bigger. This is what I did here. So it's not like down here, it's a bit upper, though I have it a little bit easier to type. I turned on also the feedback there. So let me go and I'll show you the settings that I did when I find the settings there, and we go to sound and vibration, key, press vibration, and turn to 60 milliseconds. We don't have the best vibration motor in here. So what we will get when I type in something, you will hear properly, hopefully. And not, I will just put it next to my microphone and you might hear it. So it's a very noisy and not so precise vibration motor inside. But at least it's doing its thing with the vibrations, and it's quite fast there. But it's not so precise, and it's not the X-axis that you usually have on maybe upper class mid-range devices. So this is something that you have to keep in mind for. The haptics here are okay-ish, but nothing to write home about. It's just like, because this is something there where they saved a little bit of money. You have to take a look at the price tag of this device. So 340 euros, 350 euros, something like this in this price region. So yeah, this is something where they saved a little bit of money. Talking a little bit about the battery. So I'm using it the whole day already here for my first impressions video, and you can see I'm down to 40% and we have 22 hours still left on this 5800 milliampere hour battery. You can see like Genshin Impact is drawing a lot of power there already. And yeah, even if I want to charge it, charging is pretty fast, 35 watt. I think I saw already faster, and I could imagine it made more sense to at least have 40 watt, but with 35 watt, you can also charge it quite quickly. And yeah, there's no wireless charging here, sadly. Wireless charging would be also very nice as an add-on, but of course, this is something they also yeah, saved a little bit of costs there, and also with the quick charging there, you can see how thin this device is. Heat dissipation might be an issue there if you have a little bit of faster charging there enabled. But yeah, this is a very, very large battery capacity that we have here, long battery life, so I don't have an issue with this one having a little bit of a slower charge with 35 watt. Come on, this is like faster than every iPhone right now anyway. So yeah, for this entry-level mid-range device, definitely a good charging and battery life. So all in all, my first impressions with the Magic 6 Lite. Unbelievable, 5800 milliampere hours in this very, very thin kind of device. And I checked it again, AIDA64 and other applications are reporting really 5800 milliampere hours. This is unbelievable. Also, the battery life is showing that this one is definitely a 2-day phone, at least for me. And yeah, camera system is kind of a mixed bag. Only the main camera sensor is really usable. The ultra wide angle, forget about it. The macro, forget about it. The selfie is okay. I'm pretty surprised that the selfie and the main cameras are pretty okay. I love this display. For this kind of price, like under 400 euros, you get like a very high class display here that can compete with, yeah, in the price ranges up to like double the price of the Magic 6 Lite actually. And of course, this is the highlight, 120 Hertz display. The Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 on paper doesn't sound so fast, but here everyday usage, like all the applications that I want to run, no issues there at all with those applications. So this is quite interesting that this one is performing so well. And yeah, coming from other devices that are like, especially the Snapdragon 695, it was a bit slower there. I'm pretty surprised and positively surprised that this is running for everyday today tasks very, very quickly. If you don't need the best, the creme de la creme in terms of cameras, 300 something euros is more than enough that you can or have to pay for this device here. You get a very, very good battery life. Only thing I wish for was like maybe dual stereo speakers kind of, or at least use the earpiece as speaker there as well. And maybe 8 megapixel ultra wide angle, so it is kind of usable here. Otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty good device. You can see always on display is there also sometimes on, so you can turn it on there as well by tapping, and it's like staying on for 10 seconds or something like this, informing you about stuff. Also very unusual in this like kind of price category here. So the Honor Magic 6 Lite, first impression, a very, very good device. I'm surprised by its performance and by its build quality, even though it's plastic fantastic on the back, but the display is very, very good. So do you have any questions about the Magic 6 Lite? Write them down in the comments. Like I said, I will do a camera comparison with the Xperia 10 Mark V and some other devices as well. Add it to my camera ranking list as well as a entry-level mid-range device. So if you have some questions, write it down in the comment section. Until the next time, bye.